Hey everybody, this is RC Mechanic and welcome to the Rock Rey rebuild. Actually, I call this series Fast Trucks equals Broken Trucks, and the reason why I call it that is, well, because what it said. Faster your truck is, the more it breaks, and it's not necessarily the truck's fault. A lot of times it's the driver's fault, and a lot of times the driver likes to, overvolt things, and well, ends up in a catastrophe. But anyway, been a long time since I have worked on this Losi Rock Rey, and it's been down underneath my bench collecting dust, and as you can see, it's all dirty. And I had gotten all the upgrade parts I wanted to do on it, and so next I just want to get it put back together, right? So I did a video a while ago about use it or lose it, with having to do with this front differential. Decided the damage was not bad enough to go ahead and replace the ring and pinion, that everything was still moving smoothly. Had a little, few nicks here and there. So I put it back together. I also said in that video that I would put it back together before I moved on to this video. Reason being is because it can be very tedious, and so the front differential is filled with 100,000 weight gear oil. I replaced the plastic diff cup with this aluminum one right here in the front. This one here is for the rear, and now I'm just gonna slide up in there, and I won't go through all of it with you because that part really is tedious, but I really wanted to cover what is coming up for the front end of this thing. Okay, so here's the deal. All I got to do right now is take it, slide it up in here. Alright, this screws down, right? But there's a couple of differences that's going to happen coming up. And one difference will be this piece, which was the shock tower. Usually sat right about there, right? That's going to be changed out. That'll be changed out with a different one. And let me just open this up and I can show you. Alright, GPM makes a new one. Not sure if they make it anymore, but they make a new one. Actually, I may have this here on backwards. Here, it's supposed to be like that, because the shocks go like that, right? So this will come off. This one will go on, and the shocks will mount to that. What this will do is it'll give it a much sturdier anchor point at the top for the shocks to run on, and there won't be constant flex going on here, right? It's going to be solid, so that ought to help. Only other thing that would help for that would be different shocks, because the shocks that came with this kit, well, they leak. So then every fast truck I've ever owned, I've never had shocks that didn't leak. Alright, so after that, what we have going on is a new belt crank. I bought a lot of hot racing stuff. I've actually had really good luck with their stuff. Their drive lines have been, so far, bulletproof. I've got them in the front right here and over here. I will be replacing the one in the back, so anyway, so we got an aluminum bell crank right here. Gonna go back here, take the place of the other one, and that ought to be fun. So we'll go through that. Everything comes with new screws. Where did I put that thing? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. I need to put all the screws together, right? Alright, so the last piece is this T-Bone Racing makes a front bumper for this. So it's kind of like, I guess, more of a bumper than what you have here, which is just sitting here. It's not even screwed down right now. Right? And I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go on. But, hey, in the pictures it look good. So, alright, so we have these screws down here, which I do believe will go right up in here, right? And then we have the bumpers that go on the front. Alright, we have a couple pieces. They're about the same size. I am thinking one goes here or something, and the other goes here. Anybody who's worked with radio control knows that you don't get instructions for anything, you just figure it out, right? Alright, what else is in this bag? Alright, so what else is in this bag is hardware. So, it is my thought that this just goes down underneath the aluminum chassis, right? Mounts to that. It'll actually protect this small piece, right? So when it hits something, this small piece will be protected. It won't be so apt to break. There's only like 2 screws here, and then 4 screws, like these 4 screws underneath that holds that on there, right? Okay, so that's done. Then lastly, I'm calling this the front end project, will be a brand new battery box. And the reason why I'm changing out the battery box is because I modified the old one. And while modifying the old one to make a bigger battery fit, well, you know. So one leg's gone. This one right here, that's gone. We're going to reattach that. I am not going to use the center because I have 2 3-cell batteries that I run in here. Alright? So, this is how we're starting this off today. And I really hope you'll hang out for it because this ought to be a lot of fun. Alright? So, stick around. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Alright? Be right back. Alright everyone, getting to it. We're going to work on first the steering bell crank. Alright, so I've already taken the old one off. This is the old one right here. This plastic, it does work fairly well. There is a bearing at the top right here, which I'm going to have to install into this one right here. Right? Only thing kind of bothers me, I thought there was a support up here for this shaft right there, because this piece slides on top of that, right? So I don't know, I may have to do something different with that, but for now let's go ahead and see if we can get these bearings out and put them in the new one. Oh wow, that was easy. That was easy again. Look at that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and let's pop one bearing in the bottom right here, and one bearing in the top right here. Okay, pretty easy. Alright, so how this works is it goes on. You can actually pull this pin out, stick it in this hole, right? It's almost like building the car again. Okay. Oh, here's the tricky part. Alright, so get this thing up in here, get it lined up with a hole, stick it down in there. Alright, so now we have the steering saver right here. And there is no bearing in that. But there is this shaft right here, right? Let me clean that off. That goes up inside like that. Right? Right. Okay. I guess after been so long since I've had this thing apart, it's really hard to imagine that that just sits there. There must have been something put there, and I'm missing it. Okay. Well, regardless of what I missed, we do have the rest of it to put together, and the rest of it is not plastic like this. It's all aluminum. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here's the aluminum piece for the steering servo saver. Alright, we'll just slide that down. Whoops, not that direction. It has to be the other direction. Otherwise, we will not find it. Right? Alright. Actually, what I'm going to do is there's this arm right here for the steering. I'm going to attach that to this first, okay? And we'll put our spring in. And put the nut down on top. The tension of this spring will determine how much give this steering servo saver will give. Right? So if I crank this thing all the way down, then it's not working at all. So I think we'll just stick with that right there. That way, if there's a huge jarring action, it'll be safe. Alright, so there we are, guys. Alright, so here's upgrade number one. The steering servo saver is upgrade number one. Right? Why I did not go with the new horn is because I have not had any issues with it. So I decided to stick with the stock one. If there is a problem, I'll just have to take this whole darn truck apart again and you know, replace that. But that's not a big thing. I mean, once I get the cage off, I mean, it's one screw right here, 4 screws here, servo comes off, replace the horn, right? And I mean, there's a possibility I have a servo horn here that'll work. What do y'all think? You think I should do that? Do you think I should just do the servo horn while I have it apart, or should I just let her run? Comments are welcome for that. Okay, but until then, let's move on to putting the front differential on. Okay, so got the drive shaft or drive dog bone is out, right? So here's another tricky part I remember of the build, is getting the dog bone into the transmission and also into the front differential, right? Alright, so hopefully got this correct. we will just slide this up, over, oops, okay, I can take and turn this just a little bit. Whoop. Okay, a little bit more. Kind of like that. There we go. It's in. So, anyway, what do you think of the first upgrade? Let me know. Like I said, comments are welcome. The next part of this will be putting on the new front bumper. And the reason why I'm not hooking up the steering right now is because, well, it's kind of a pain in the butt, and well, we can do that, you know, after. But regardless, everything will sit up there, kind of like, I don't know if you can see that, like that, right there, right? Sit up there, kind of like that, right there. And there are new screws for putting this all together, because the thickness of this bumper under here is going to change everything here. Alright, so all I need is 4 screws. Alright, so I found the screws to that. And these are stainless. They're still going into plastic, so I'm not sure here. Let's see. We have 3 long screws and 2 short screws. So let's see how they fall into place here. There again, I'm thinking that the long screws can go in the front. Actually, I got 4 long screws. Yeah, it looks like I have 2 new. These would be for the shocks. The new ones for the shocks. So I just go ahead and I thread these down, and the front end is done. Go ahead and tighten these down. I'm not using my driver today because, well, I don't want to go and strip a bunch of stuff out. So alright, so since they gave us brand new screws, let's go ahead and use those. Now, I don't know if y'all can see this, but we have 5 different positions that we can run these shocks in. I'm going to go with the farthest in one right now. I may change this later. And actually, I'm going to have to take these shocks off anyway to rebuild them. But I may change them later depending on, you know, how the suspension runs. And if all goes right, I will get some new shocks for this. Alright. Alright, there we are. There we are, guys. Losi Rock Rey front upgrade is done. I know it's still really dirty, but the shocks, there's definitely no oil left in them. Maybe a little in that one, but not much. You can almost see it flex. The plastic right here, when you go bounce it up and down. It could be a good reason why it was leaking. Anyway, yeah, in the near future I hope to have new shocks in here, and you know, we'll move on from there. So next time you see this truck, we're going to do the battery box, and I have a bunch of goodies for the rear. So stick around for that, because that ought to be a boatload of fun. We have some carbon fiber action going on, and yeah. You know, if anyone's wondering why I didn't go get the rear bumper, oh, you don't know if I didn't, but I didn't. I didn't get the rear bumper because I wanted to see how this one turned out, and right now I like it. I mean, it protects this part right here, right, which was the bumper that the cage connects to, and this, it'll give it some cushion before it actually, and it gives it quite a bit of resistance before it actually will touch, right? So anyway, if you like what you saw today, just make sure to give me a like, click, share, comment, and make sure to subscribe, because even though I'm kind of slow at putting my videos out right now, doesn't mean I'm done. It's just taking me a while to get back into it. Alright? So this is RC Mechanics saying have a great day, and I'll see you next time.